Throughout my existence, an enigmatic allure has captivated those around me. Yet, I never sought to wield it for my own gain. In the shadows of my youth, a vision of becoming a model danced in my mind. Yet that aspiration faded into obscurity the moment Henry stepped into my world. "We have no need for the money," he declared, a shadow of uncertainty lingering in his voice. "So I must insist that you refrain from pursuing it." In that moment, his choice intertwined with mine, binding our fates in an unexpected twist. At the age of 42, I find myself dwelling within the very walls of the man whose influence irrevocably altered my destiny, cohabiting with his son from a previous union. Noah, at the tender age of 23, has recently emerged from the hallowed halls of university where he delved into the enigmatic realms of photography and visual arts. And he has returned to the shadows of home once more. His domain resides above, hidden away in the uppermost reaches of the duplex. It is a realm of imagination, shrouded in enigma. He captures the essence of souls in his enigmatic portraits, of shadows, figures. It could be anyone, truly. Young girls drift in and out, each one a fleeting presence poised for his enigmatic craft. Initially, I believed it was merely a reflection of his fervor for art. That morning, Henry had vanished from the house, leaving behind an unsettling silence. I ascended the staircase, and there it was, Noah's door, ever so slightly ajar. It was never in my intentions to step inside. Yet, as I strolled by, an unexpected flicker of color drew my gaze toward the hidden canvas within. What I beheld left me utterly frozen, a moment suspended in time. It was a reflection of my essence. Yet what truly unsettled me was the imposing photograph affixed to the wall beside it. It was an image I had shared on social media long ago, shrouded in the shadows of time. Each line etched upon my face, the shadows dancing in my eyes, and the tumult of emotions swirling within me were all ensnared in his haunting masterpiece. It dawned on me with a jolt that Noah had been observing my every move, his gaze more penetrating than I had ever imagined. And now, as I realized he had taken my photo, transformed it into a printed portrait, a chill should have crept over me, shouldn't it? Yet, it remained unchanged. For an instant, I found myself paralyzed in the threshold, caught between what was and what could be. My heart raced as a surge of exhilaration mingled with an elusive sensation, an unnamed force that enveloped me in its enigmatic embrace. The figure captured in that painting was unsettlingly distinct, more formidable, even more enthralling. Noah had portrayed me as something beyond my own understanding. My hands quivered as I brushed against the threshold, a sense of foreboding enveloping me. The weight of the moment pressed down on me, compelling me to leave before the shadows closed in completely. With a hushed resolve, I pivoted and descended the stairs, each step echoing with an unspoken tension. As I ventured into the kitchen, an unsettling thrill coursed through me, my heart pounding with an intensity that felt almost otherworldly. The haunting visage of that painting lingered in the shadows of my thoughts. I believed it would merely be another creation, yet something deeper lingered beneath the surface. Yet I found myself mistaken. Never did I foresee that fleeting instant would transform into an undeniable reality. Ensure you subscribe and activate notifications to uncover more tales shrouded in intrigue. Once you delve into this tale and reach its conclusion, you will find it impossible to refrain from sharing your thoughts. Since Noah's return, an unspoken tension lingers in the air, an enigmatic force that defies explanation. Initially, a sense of normalcy enveloped me, a deceptive warmth wrapping around my being. Yet, as the days slipped by, I began to sense Noah retreating into shadows. He began to retreat further into the shadows of his upstairs sanctuary, the door sealed tight as he toiled for hours on end, lost in a world unseen. His door, typically sealed tight, stood ajar for a fleeting moment the other day, an unexpected invitation to the unknown. That moment seared into the depths of my consciousness. He had captured my essence on paper. He had taken one of my photos from the depths of social media and transformed it into a vivid reality on his canvas. Each brushstroke seemed to unveil a hidden fragment of my essence, as if he were not merely applying color to my visage, but rather unveiling the very essence of my being. Upon gazing at that painting, an inexplicable sensation awakened within me, yet I found myself unable to utter a single word to Noah regarding the matter. The following day, a cacophony of raised voices from above seized my curiosity. A girl was screaming, her voice piercing through the air with an intensity that hinted at untold stories beneath the surface. Just as I began to grasp the situation, the door to Noah's room burst open and the girl erupted from within. Her face burned with an intense emotion, tears cascading down her cheeks as she rushed by me in the dimly lit hallway. My heart quickened, a tempest of emotions swirling within me. Is it wise to ascend the staircase? I lingered in uncertainty, caught in a web of indecision between remaining an observer and uncovering the truth of what had transpired. Ultimately, I found myself powerless to resist. There I stood at the threshold of Noah's door, uncertainty swirling around me. I tapped gently, the sound barely breaking the silence. "Is that you, Noah?" I spoke, my voice wavering in the shadows. A soft sigh echoed from within, shrouded in an unsettling silence. "Step inside," he beckoned, his voice laced with an unsettling weariness. I nudged the door ajar and entered, the air thick with unspoken secrets. He stood alone in the dimly lit room, his gaze fixed intently on the canvas before him, as if it held secrets yet to be unveiled. What lay before me was an incomplete canvas, shrouded in uncertainty. The colors and details shimmered with perfection, yet an unsettling sense of incompleteness lingered in the air. "What is unfolding before us?" I inquired, my voice betraying an unsettling tension. Noah bowed his head, then, with a deliberate slowness, pivoted to meet my gaze. In his eyes lingered a haunting sense of helplessness, as if shadows danced just beyond comprehension. "That portrait," he murmured, a shadow of resignation lacing his tone. A significant opportunity loomed before me, a project shrouded in uncertainty. The client sought an image of a woman, embodying grace, strength, and beauty, yet shrouded in an enigmatic allure. They presented a substantial sum, yet it transcends mere currency, Emily. This is the essence of my being, shrouded in shadows and whispers. This endeavor may unveil unforeseen pathways for my professional journey. Yet, as I toiled over the girl's portrait, a chilling revelation dawned upon me. It was destined to fail. He would have found it unsettling. He would have felt the weight of my failure. His voice trembled, a quiver of uncertainty lacing each word. What comes next? A new revelation must be unveiled by the morrow. It holds a significance that cannot be overlooked. As I absorbed his words, an unsettling thrill coursed through my veins. His gaze was ensnared in mine, conveying an unspoken desperation. In that fleeting instant, my mind drifted to the enigmatic painting I had encountered just days before, and the intensity of Noah's gaze upon me now sent a shiver down my spine. "Noah, what is it that you seek from me?" I said. My voice quivered, laden with unspoken secrets. He inhaled sharply, a weight settling in his chest as he braced himself for what lay ahead. "Emily, I feel an inexplicable urge to capture your essence on canvas. In the shadows, it is you who embodies strength, elegance, and an enigmatic beauty that captivates all." I stood still, caught in a web of uncertainty, words eluding me like shadows in the night. Yet, can one truly ascertain the correctness of it all? I murmured, my voice a mere shadow in the silence. Noah advanced, his gaze a blend of fierce resolve and unspoken reverence. "Emily, you may be unaware, but the truth lies within you. Within you lies a captivating allure, a grace that enchants, and a power that commands attention. And I require your assistance to bring this to a close. Time slips through my fingers like shadows, and yet I find myself in desperate need of you. Should you find yourself in accord, we may embark on this journey, shrouded in silence, united in purpose." A voice within me cried out to refuse immediately. Yet another, deeper part was irresistibly captivated by Noah's enigmatic words. The flicker of warmth in his gaze, the haunting sincerity woven into his words. Yet the image of that painting lingered in my mind, haunting me with its enigmatic allure. "Noah, is that truly what you believe?" I inquired, locking eyes with him. Never before had certainty felt so profound, he murmured, his tone a haunting blend of calm and intensity. This is more than a mere painting, Emily. It holds the power to alter the very fabric of our reality. In that moment, time seemed to hang in the air, thick with unspoken words. My heart raced with an intensity that felt almost otherworldly. As I pondered the uncertainty of my choices, my gaze was drawn to the enigmatic outfit Noah clutched in his hands. The dress, a shadowy silk, embraced the form with an enigmatic allure. It exposed the shoulders in a hauntingly elegant manner, cascading down to unveil a tantalizing glimpse of leg. This is shrouded in uncertainty. It felt overwhelming, I confessed, a faint, uneasy chuckle escaping my lips. Noah advanced, his gaze both inviting and unwavering, shrouded in an air of unspoken tension. It will suit you in ways you cannot yet imagine. All I desire is to catch a glimpse of you, in your finest hour. Believe in me, Emily. I inhaled deeply, the air thick with unspoken tension. My hesitation gradually dissolved in the warmth of Noah's sincere praises, leaving me in a state of uncertainty. I offered a subtle nod, a gesture laden with unspoken meaning. Very well. Let us proceed. Noah's smile held secrets untold. That warm, genuine smile seemed to dissolve the shadows of doubt lurking within my heart. And in that fleeting instant, we found ourselves poised in anticipation for the shadows to descend. Yet beneath the surface, an unsettling truth lingered. This was destined to transcend the mere canvas. This night held the power to alter the course of our lives forever. As Henry stepped through the door, I orchestrated a facade of normalcy, weaving a delicate web of appearances that concealed the truth lurking beneath. I remained silent throughout the dinner, while Noah carried on as if the air was untouched by the unspoken tension. Yet each fleeting moment our gazes intertwined, an unvoiced intensity lingered, thickening the atmosphere around us. As I sensed the stillness enveloping the room, I inhaled deeply, convinced that Henry had succumbed to slumber. My heart pounded in my chest as I stealthily ascended the staircase toward Noah's room, the air thick with anticipation. With a subtle nudge, I eased the door ajar, revealing the shadows that lay beyond. The room flickered with an enigmatic, gentle illumination. Shadows danced in the dim light, casting an enigmatic glow that enveloped the room in an unsettling embrace. Whispers of soft music lingered in the air, weaving an enchanting spell that beckoned one to linger in the shadows of the inviting atmosphere. Noah lingered in the shadows, a bottle of wine clutched tightly in his grasp. He lifted his glass in my direction, a silent invitation shrouded in intrigue. "Welcome," he said, his voice steady yet imbued with an intriguing warmth that lingered in the air. "This place," I murmured, my gaze sweeping over the enigmatic arrangement within the room. "It's intriguingly crafted." "Tonight holds an air of intrigue," he murmured, a subtle smile playing on his lips. "Perfection is a necessity in your world, an unyielding demand that looms over every detail." I took a deep breath, feeling the weight of the moment settle in my chest. Yet, an enigmatic smile crept upon my lips. In that fleeting instant, rather than pondering my actions, I chose to embrace the now, surrendering to the unknown. Noah's hand swept toward the shadowy corner of the room, a silent invitation to explore the unknown. "A space has been prepared for your transformation, and there, draped in shadows, lies your dress, waiting for the moment to unveil its secrets." I inclined my head and made my way to the shadowed corner. From the periphery of my vision, I caught a glimpse of Noah, his back now facing me, an unexpected shift in the unfolding moment. That subtle act seemed to dissolve a fraction of my unease. I grasped the dress, its fabric whispering secrets as I donned it, casting a fleeting gaze into the mirror, where reflections danced with uncertainty. The black silk clung to my form with an alluring precision, shrouding me in an enigmatic embrace. My shoulders lay exposed, the neckline casting an enchanting silhouette around my collarbone. "Noah, I am prepared," I declared, yet my voice emerged as nothing more than a faint murmur. He spun on his heel, and in that moment, our gazes collided with an intensity that sent a shiver down my spine. In their gaze lingered a profound reverence, not the sort an artist feels for their muse, but rather the deep, enigmatic appreciation a man harbors for a woman. "Perfect," he murmured, lifting his glass once more, a glint of intrigue in his eyes. "Is it possible for you to take a seat in that chair?" As I drew closer to the chair he had indicated, an unsettling tension filled the air. It possessed an elegance, an antique allure that resonated with the very essence of the surroundings. As I settled into my seat, an intoxicating blend of anticipation and unease surged within me. Noah filled a glass with deep red wine, the liquid swirling like secrets, and extended it toward me with an enigmatic smile. "This evening calls for a moment of tranquility. The wine shall reveal its secrets." I took a sip, and in that fleeting moment, our eyes locked once more, a silent exchange charged with unspoken tension. "I mustn't indulge too deeply, lest I find myself too at ease," I murmured, a subtle smile playing on my lips. Noah chuckled softly, a glint of mischief in his eyes as he drew his chair closer to the easel, the air thick with unspoken possibilities. "This is meant for you. This evening, the spotlight is solely on you, beholding you, sensing the essence of your being." The painting is on the brink of completion, shrouded in an enigmatic allure. For a time, an unsettling stillness enveloped the room. The atmosphere crackled with an unspoken tension as Noah's gaze flickered between me and the canvas, his brush gliding with a purposeful grace. Despite the instinct urging me to turn my gaze, I found myself unable to do so. I lifted the glass to my lips once more, casting a fleeting glance in his direction. "Isn't it challenging to navigate through this uncertainty?" I inquired, my voice trembling with an unsettling blend of apprehension and affection. "Challenging, perhaps? Or is it something more elusive?" "The answer lies shrouded in uncertainty," he uttered, a faint chuckle escaping his lips. In stark contrast, in this very instant, an uncanny sensation envelops me, as if I have stepped into the depths of an experience unlike any other. He halted for a moment, his brush descending as his gaze pierced through to my very soul. "Emily, have you grasped the truth lurking beneath the surface? There's more lurking beneath the surface. I've encountered few who embody such an enigmatic blend of elegance and power." His words enveloped me in a shroud of disbelief. "Noah, you tread a perilous line," I warned. Yet, as the words slipped from my lips, an unsettling weight settled within me, revealing their profound impact. "I'm not exaggerating," he insisted, his gaze locked onto mine with an intensity that sent shivers down my spine. In this fleeting moment, I find myself enveloped in a sense of fortune. Sharing it with someone as enigmatic as you, capturing your essence transcends mere obligation for me. It's a path to unraveling the enigma that is you. At that instant, the air thickened with an unspoken weight, leaving an unsettling sense of anticipation hanging in the shadows. He grasped his brush once more, yet his motions had taken on a languid quality, as if time itself had begun to stretch and twist around him. His gaze wandered from the canvas, lingering on me with an unsettling intensity. "The night is only beginning," he murmured, a cryptic smile playing on his lips. "Upon the completion of this painting, a profound transformation shall unfold, altering the very fabric of existence." As I raised the glass to my lips once more, a revelation washed over me, illuminating the shadows of his words. This night held secrets beyond the mere canvas of a portrait. This night held the power to transform our very essence. As I sank into the chair, the passage of time slipped away, leaving me in a haze of uncertainty. Noah sat before the canvas, each brushstroke echoing the depths of his very essence. Occasionally, he would halt, casting a fleeting look in my direction. In his gaze, there lingered a depth that transcended mere admiration from an artist. It was a man's profound admiration, shrouded in shadows and unspoken truths. As the crimson liquid swirled in my glass, an unexpected calm enveloped me, deepening with each tantalizing sip. Every half hour, Noah would pause, as if caught in a moment of contemplation, the air thick with unspoken thoughts. In the fleeting moments of the first break, our words hung in the air, sparse yet laden with unspoken meaning. His gaze lingered on me, yet an unspoken boundary remained untouched. As the second break approached, the boundary began to fade into obscurity. It was unclear if it was the wine or the unspoken tension that hung in the air, leaving me in a state of uncertainty. As he approached, a shiver coursed through me when his fingers brushed against mine, leaving me momentarily paralyzed. "Emily, you look absolutely captivating," he murmured, his voice a gentle caress in the shadows. I remained motionless for a heartbeat, allowing the enigmatic touch of his fingers against mine to linger in the air. It was in the shadows of the third break that the boundary between us began to dissolve, leaving only uncertainty in its wake. Noah extended his hand, a subtle gesture as he tucked away a wayward strand of hair that had slipped over my shoulder, an unexpected intimacy hanging in the air. A sudden stillness enveloped me, halting my breath. "Emily," he whispered, his gaze piercing through the shadows that surrounded us. "This painting, it may fail to capture your enigmatic allure, yet I shall endeavor to unveil its essence." With each fleeting moment, that touch and those words wove an intricate bond, drawing us deeper into the unknown. And yet, in a twist of fate, we found ourselves lingering on the precipice, never quite daring to breach that elusive boundary. As the clock struck the final hour, an unsettling silence enveloped the room, marking the passage of time in a way that felt both fleeting and eternal. Noah made one last deliberate stroke with his brush, then leaned back, exhaling slowly as he set it down. "It is complete," he murmured, a glint of fervor dancing in his gaze. "Are you prepared for what lies ahead?" I rose, the final drop of wine lingering on my lips, a fleeting moment suspended in time. Though I swayed on the edge of inebriation, my thoughts remained sharp, piercing through the haze of the evening. I approached him, my heart pounding with an unsettling intensity. As I beheld the painting, an unexpected gasp escaped my lips. "This," I uttered, my gaze transfixed upon the canvas, as if it held secrets yet to be unveiled. "This is truly astonishing, Noah." The figure captured in the painting was, in fact, a reflection of my very essence. Yet Noah had ensnared me in ways beyond the mere physical realm. He had ensnared an essence far more profound, the emotions flickering in my gaze, the elegance woven into my stance, and the hidden power I had yet to acknowledge. Everything lay hidden within the strokes of the canvas. Noah cast a glance in my direction. "There's something extraordinary about you, Emily. This transcends mere representation. It is something far more profound, something that lingers in the shadows of perception. It is you, the enigma of your beauty, the power of your strength, all that you embody." At that instant, my emotions surged beyond my grasp. I moved closer, encircling his neck with my arms, the air thick with unspoken tension. "Thank you," I murmured, my voice quaking with uncertainty. Initially, the embrace seemed pure and untainted. Yet, as Noah's arms encircled my waist and he drew nearer to my face, an unexpected transformation stirred within me. It felt as though the very lines that once defined us had vanished into thin air. As our breaths mingled, the flickering candlelight cast shadows that danced with an unsettling allure, enveloping the room in an atmosphere thick with uncertainty. "Noah," I began to utter, a weight hanging in the air. Yet, the words slipped into the shadows, vanishing without a trace. In that fleeting instant, I became acutely aware that his lips hovered tantalizingly close to mine, and an unspoken truth loomed. There was no turning back from this precipice. "Emily," he whispered, drawing nearer, his presence heavy with unspoken secrets. His gaze pierced through the shadows, his voice resonating with an intensity that stirred the air between us. "There is something I must reveal to you. The secret weighs heavily upon me, and I can no longer contain it within the shadows." He lingered in silence, drawing in a breath that seemed to hold the weight of unspoken secrets. "My feelings for you run deeper than mere infatuation, shrouded in complexities that defy easy explanation. For an eternity, shadows of my feelings have lingered in silence, waiting for the right moment to emerge. Yet I have endeavored to conceal it, though it eludes me." His words enveloped the room, cascading over me like an unexpected surge of warmth. My heart raced, and my thoughts whirled in a chaotic dance. "Noah, we stand at the precipice of uncertainty." "This," I murmured. Yet in that fleeting instant, an unexpected revelation dawned upon me. There was an undeniable pull towards him, an allure that beckoned me closer, and the truth could no longer be evaded. Noah edged forward, the air thick with unspoken tension. We stood on the precipice of something unspoken, mere whispers away from the unknown. His hands, as if guided by an unseen force, slowly traced the contours of my waist. From the moment our paths crossed, you have lingered in my mind in this enigmatic way. Emily, you must grasp the gravity of this situation. As his final words lingered in the air, he gradually bent closer, and our lips brushed together in a fleeting moment of connection. A sudden stillness seized my breath. The heat of his lips, intertwined with the caress of his hands, caused every barrier between us to dissolve into nothingness. As the kiss lingered in the air, he held my gaze for a fleeting moment, a silent exchange charged with unspoken secrets. Yet that gaze held no inquiry. It was a revelation. In that fleeting instant, retreat was no longer an option. With a deliberate grace, my fingers found the straps of my dress, and I began to let them slip away from my shoulders, unveiling a moment steeped in uncertainty. The silk fabric cascaded down my form, gathering in a whispering heap at my feet. The flickering candlelight enveloped the room, illuminating my exposed skin with an enigmatic shimmer, and I witnessed the admiration in Noah's eyes grow ever more profound. Silence enveloped him, a heavy shroud of unspoken thoughts. In that fleeting instant, silence spoke volumes. His hands enveloped my waist with a subtle urgency, drawing me closer to the shadowy embrace of the large couch. On that fateful night, the course of destiny shifted irrevocably, the connection that intertwines our fates, the intimacy that lingers in the shadows. The truth loomed before us, an undeniable shadow we could no longer evade. I reclined on the couch, my heart racing, breath hitching in the shadows of uncertainty. Noah's gaze pierced through the shadows, a gentle smile playing on his lips, leaving me to wonder what secrets lay beneath the surface. He shed his garments, casting them aside with a casual flick, landing them next to my dress in a moment that felt charged with unspoken tension. All obstacles that once separated us have vanished into thin air. He leaned over me, his hands hovering just above my waist, a tension hanging in the air between us. As his lips brushed against my neck, a sudden jolt coursed through me, igniting an unexpected sensation that left me breathless. That shiver was more than mere contact. It emerged from the depths of something vast, a sensation long dormant, now awakening within me. His lips glided from my neck to my shoulder, igniting an intensity within me that was both unfamiliar and overwhelming. As if drawn by an unseen force, my hands traced the contours of his back. An electric charge hung in the air, his muscles coiled tightly, warmth emanating from him like an unspoken secret. Noah's breath etched a lingering imprint upon my skin, and with each caress he drew me deeper into his enigmatic embrace. "Emily," he murmured, his voice barely breaking the silence. His voice, a whisper cloaked in deep emotion, lingered in the air, leaving an unsettling tension behind. "Your beauty surpasses even the wildest visions I dared to conjure." And with that, the world around us began to whirl in a dizzying rush. As I gazed into his eyes, the sincerity of his words enveloped me, yet his resolute gestures drew me away from the depths of feeling and into an enigmatic realm altogether. An unbridled thrill teetering on the edge of chaos. His lips found mine once more, igniting a fervor that was both intense and profound. My hands wove through his hair as the weight of the moment enveloped me, silencing every thought that dared to linger. With my other hand, I clutched the couch cover with an intensity that hinted at unspoken tensions. Silence clung to me like a shadow, a battle waged within, as I fought to stifle the whispers threatening to escape. In that fleeting instant, I attempted to pry my eyes open, yet my body seemed to possess a will of its own. My muscles tightened, and with each caress, it was as if unseen currents of energy surged through my being. Noah's kisses descended, lingering tantalizingly along the curve of my neck. His hands danced over my skin, igniting a warmth that unfurled like a secret across my body. I surrendered myself to him entirely, shrouded in uncertainty, my thoughts engulfed by the fervor of the instant. He loomed above me, an enigma wrapped in shadows. His eyes brimmed with an enigmatic blend of astonishment and fervent longing. His breath came in hurried gasps, and an unshakable quiver laced his voice. Could it be? Is it a dream, Emily? He spoke in hushed tones. In that fleeting instant, I attempted to pry my eyes open, yet it felt as though my body had seized control, leaving me in a state of uncertainty. My eyes were drawn to the ceiling, while my fingers clutched the blanket with increasing intensity. Noah drew nearer, his breath mingling with the air between us, a mere whisper away from the unknown. His lips grazed my ear, whispering secrets that hung in the air like a shroud of intrigue. Emily, it is you who stirs these emotions within me. What I see before me is beyond my wildest dreams, yet. His breath came in shallow, erratic gasps, each one a whisper of uncertainty. It seems you are more tangible than all that surrounds us. And then a shadow flickered in the corner of the room, leaving an unsettling silence in its wake. He continued onward, undeterred. A shiver coursed through me, threatening to unravel my very essence. And at last, Noah surrendered to the unknown. This was no mere figment of imagination. This was a reality I had been unwittingly anticipating, shrouded in shadows and whispers, for what seems like an eternity. Allow me to express this enigmatic thought. Our tale unfolds further still. Prepare for the unexpected. Should you find yourself still here, it is clear that my tale has stirred something profound within you. There are secrets yet to unfold, and you will find yourself captivated by every revelation that awaits. Ensure you press that follow button, activate notifications, and share your thoughts on this enigmatic tale.